My passion comes from connecting community. I want to make sure that community is better having been a part of it. Fort Wayne Trails is a nonprofit partner in the development of a connected trail system here in Fort Wayne and also in Northeast Indiana as we work on regional connectors as well. We're very blessed here in the greater Fort Wayne network. We have 162.9 miles officially at the end of 2025. We talk about trails being that connector, and it's the connector of people to the trail system, but it's also the connector of people to people and people to assets in our community that enhance our quality of life. Trails are a very collaborative asset in our community, and that collaboration happens because years ago there were community advocates that really wanted the trail system. This goes back to the 1970s. Those community advocates worked to be at the table to say, hey, we need to make sure that if we're going to have a trail system, that we're going to work to develop it in a way that's going to make it a great asset for our community. And our organization was formed through the merger of 3 trail nonprofits in 2011. Those 3 trail nonprofits were really the pioneers of what was done in our trail system. You know, as Fort Wayne continues to develop as an urban center in Northeast Indiana, it is very important that we think years ahead as to how our community is going to be used. We want to make sure that there's a long-term vision. So currently we're actually working on trails for the 2045 transportation plan. And that's really the challenge that we have all the time, is challenging people to think bigger than we are now, so that way when we get there in the future, we've already created a system that makes sense. You know, for me, the passion that I've brought to all of my roles in the community is really about making our community better, and how are we bringing people together to make a quality of place that we want to live, work, and play in, and that attracts other people to want to live, work, and play here in Fort Wayne and Allen County and the region. For me, it was just naturally there that I had a connection to the community, and I wanted to make sure that as long as I'm living here, I'm going to work to make our community better for everybody that's in it. You know, I think the greatest thing that we can do as an organization is help inspire people to use the system. But for me, that inspiration really comes in educating people, and not only just the trail user. That's ultimately what we want, is more people using the trails, but the conversations I have with elected officials and other people who are important decision makers in our community who might not be using the trail system themselves, but helping them understand why having this connected system and why filling the gaps in our system, more importantly, to get more people tied into the system and the network, why that is important for our community to be connected. I love being a part of a group of people who look at a vision, look at a plan, and say, this is going to take a lot of years for us to get done. And I look at them and say, how do we do step 1? I am a pioneer.